Hello, everybody, and welcome to Octopunk Monthly Update for July. It's July 1st. I love doing op moves on the 1st. It is very satisfying. So I do have some Livescreamers news today. It's soft launching news. I'm saying it's a soft launch of Livescreamers news because there's no definitive release date yet. But I can basically give you an overview of what is going to happen with the film now, in terms of its Blu-ray release, which I have a little bit more concrete information on. IndieGogo updates for sure, and the VOD release, as well as some festival screenings and other opportunities to see the film coming up. So lots of different angles and opportunities to see the movie covered today. Before we get into that, I want to shout out those who have contributed to the Level 3 hype train that is happening right now. Thank you, Lino, for being subscribed for 58 months. Bakasara for 36 months. Happy 3 years, Bakasara. Timmy Silver for 37 months. Green Dragon for 31 months. Brittany Plays for 30 months. Vienna Vampire for 50 months. Mindless Somber for 28 months. Brittany Plays, thank you for the gift sub. Ninja Noodles for 56 months, so close to 5 years, Ninja, so close. Blue Salamander for 17 months, and B for 29 months. And we just reached level 3 hype train, so thank you all for joining me today on this lovely Monday afternoon. So I'm gonna get into, and thank you, Dom Larry's, for 51 months. Dom Larry's gets in right at the end there. Mod love. Dom and Sarah, if you're wondering why you got weird emails from Pirate Ship in the last day, I, for some reason, decided to send you both things to the same address, and then I was like, this is silly. I can save myself $20 if I don't separate these packages. So I refunded one. So that's what that was. But as I mentioned, IndieGogo, this is what we did yesterday, Octomom and me. We have 175 Livescreamers Blu-rays for IndieGogo backers. You can see it is the Founders Edition, and it comes with a special little bit in the inside that basically says it's the Founders Edition and that it's special, and that it's a limited run. This is what the disc looks like. So it's nice and fun. This is the back. And I think the full release of this isn't going to look terribly different. I think it's probably going to have very, very similar design, especially on the back. But it does in fact say Founders Edition. So you can rest assured that this is a special edition cover of the film that is going out this week to IndieGogo backers. All like 170 of yous. So more about this. If you were an IndieGogo backer and you're getting physical rewards, you should anticipate a shipping email from Pirate Ship. It will say Octopunk Media in it somewhere. Somewhere in the next few days. It seems to have a little bit of a delay on it. There are also a couple of people who I've not gotten to yet, but for the most part, with the exception of like a couple executive producers and people who I'm delivering it to locally, Michael Whaley, if you're watching, you're one of those. I pretty much have covered everyone. I've covered everyone who hasn't, I have an address for. And if I don't have an address for you, then I have emailed you or messaged you in some capacity and basically said, hey, I don't have your address, let me know. And those have been coming in today as well. Timmy says, not me checking my email every half hour. I don't know why yours hasn't arrived yet. I printed yours at like 6 p.m. last night, so I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with, maybe it only does it once a day or something, and they only send them out once a day. I do think Pirate Ship has something like that in its infrastructure where I basically, like, I offset it by, like, a day, to make sure that I have time to actually, like, ship the thing before the person's emailed. I don't know. It should be coming soon, though. Check your spam if you haven't already, because it is called Pirate Ship, and sometimes people are like, it goes to spam because their spam filters are aggressive. So who knows? But yeah, you should get a tracking email to whatever email address was in your IndieGogo. If you see that it has gone to the wrong address, please let me know. I'll probably have a couple of days to catch it and update it. Oh, Super Silly Pants, big 50 months. Thank you for the resubscription as well. So yeah, cool. but they should all be out the door within the next week. I have a lot of them to actually drop off and get shipped, but the label should be printed, your things should be packed, your items should be distributed, all that sort of stuff within the next day or so. Yeah, so in terms of IndieGogo, folks, when you get it, please let me know how you think on Letterboxd. If you up that Letterboxd score, it will help the movie a lot, because right now I think we have 82 reviews or something. I think we need 100 reviews to get an official rating listed, like a numerical rating on Letterboxd. So we're really close to actually getting a rating on Letterboxd. And so far, the average is looking pretty good. It looks like it'll be like a 3.7 out of 5. So let's keep that going. In terms of, for the rest of you, if you weren't an IndieGogo backer, or if you didn't donate enough to get a Blu-ray, which would be like $30 or less, I have some news on what will happen to the film broadly. I talked last OpMu, about how I was hoping to have like a definitive answer by now about like at least what's going to happen with the movie. And basically, I am going to self-distribute. Like that's the long and the short of it, is that Octopunk is going to completely self-distribute this movie on both VOD, Blu-ray, and streaming. Because there is not going to be any streaming service like Hulu or Netflix, any subscription-based streaming service that will be hosting the film as of now. At least in the United States. Abroad, question mark. We might get lucky with some streaming services abroad, beyond the United States. I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but I am pitching to a couple foreign sales agents right now, so to speak, and if a foreign sales agent takes me on, then they will be able to get the film on streaming and as well as digital VOD in some territories beyond the United States. What I am capable of doing in terms of digital distribution is I can distribute on Amazon in the United States. I can distribute on Amazon in the United Kingdom, if I get some tax stuff figured out. That's very confusing. And if I have German subtitles, I can do it in Germany. I do not currently have German subtitles, though, so that would be an extra hurdle that I would need to cross before I could distribute it through Amazon in Germany. It may be a hurdle that I decide to cross, because I know there's a lot of Germans in this community. We hosted an event in Munich and stuff, and I might take some of that initial investment of like money that we make on the English distribution to put it back into getting German subtitles and then releasing it in Germany. Either way, I would say United States for sure, UK probably, Germany hopefully. And then beyond that, I don't know. Amazon Canada, I think, is also a thing, but it's a little tricky. We'll see. I can't remember. There was some issue with Amazon Canada that I can't remember, that did not make it as straightforward as you would hope it would be. But I do think I do think it is available. And this is for VOD. So this means like you can rent or buy the film digitally on a platform like Amazon. I'm also going to look into a few other platforms like Vudu. I would love to get back on the Microsoft Store because we did really well on there with the first live stream. Lino says Amazon Germany goes to Austria as well. That is really good to know, actually. That's really, really good to know. Thank you for that. Austria will also come up later today when I talk about screenings, but we'll get to that in a sec. Yeah, that's for VOD, for like renting the film, like a digital copy of the film or buying a digital copy of the film. We're looking basically at the United States, hopefully UK and Canada, maybe Germany if I'm willing to invest in German subtitles for Austria and Germany. I wonder how many other territories that applies to. Does it apply to like Switzerland and some other places? Because that actually does make it more attractive to know that Amazon Germany goes beyond just Germany, for sure. Lightly bully. Unfortunately, in terms of like Spanish-speaking countries, Italian-speaking countries, even Australia and New Zealand, I don't have any way of doing a for purchase VOD, except for maybe Vimeo. I might do Vimeo as well, because Vimeo anywhere anyone could buy it on Vimeo. That's a pretty accessible option. But a lot of you are not going to really want to rent it or buy it on Vimeo, because Vimeo is like kind of a terrible platform to rent a movie on. But I can do it. It wouldn't hurt. It would kind of be our nuclear option. But I did it for Livescream, and people seem to jump on it. You know, if you're desperate enough to see the movie, you'll watch it on Vimeo, I guess. So that's sort of my, I guess, backup international VOD option. Brittany asked, do I have to have a Prime membership to watch it on Amazon? No, because this would be for purchase. So you would spend $4.99 to rent, or I guess $11 to own it digitally, and then you have it forever in your Amazon account. A Prime membership, you watch like movies as part of your Prime membership, and you don't pay any extra, but they have to be on Prime. Making the movie on Prime is an extra step that Amazon has changed their rules so often in the past few years that I can tell you how it used to be. I don't think it's like this anymore. Used to be, after a time, I could just turn a switch and basically be like, all right, if you have a Prime members can watch it for free now. I could just turn on Amazon Prime. I actually think they don't allow you to do that anymore. But no, you don't have to have a Prime membership. It's purchasable on Amazon like any other item would be on Amazon. This is just a digital item. In terms of Blu-ray, I hope to actually have Blu-rays available on Amazon as well. I think I have to look into like how to do that in terms of storefronting. But I know the regular Livescream, like the first Livescream, is available on Blu-ray on Amazon, so somebody's been able to do it. So I can plan on offering that as well, that Livescreamers will be available on Blu-ray on Amazon. And then as well as like the Etsy store and our eventual website, Octopunks. I'm trying to think if there's any other storefronts this might be available on. But this is a region-free Blu-ray, and the wide release will be as well. So this is going to be the first thing that comes, because this is ready to go. Like, all I have to do is change it from off the Founders Edition and make like a new version that's just for everybody. And then that will be out to the public. I can say definitively that if you come to South Carolina Horror Convention in Columbia, South Carolina, SC Horror, it is September 14th and 15th in Columbia, I will have Livescreamers Blu-rays, the wide release Livescreamers Blu-rays for sale at that convention at my booth. So you can buy them in person at that event. I am not sure when they will go online for sales. I'm hoping within a couple of weeks of that, but I don't want to be very far ahead of my digital release. So I sort of have to figure out or have some sort of idea when it's going to come out on VOD before I do a Blu-ray release date. But as we get closer to September, I might just decide to say fuck it, like September 20th, and then just like do Blu-rays, and then VOD will come a few weeks after, or maybe simultaneous with it, who knows. The reason why I'm so like shady about like when the VOD releases is because Amazon is a bitch. So just to give you like a little bit of context about like, if I'm ready to release it now, why are we waiting till like October, late September to do this? Well, Amazon's self-distribution platform is like 13 weeks behind where it should be right now. I submitted the first Livescream just to put it back up on the platform for discoverability reasons, and if people wanted to buy a digital copy versus, you know, it being on YouTube with ads right now. If people wanted to buy like the ad-free version on Amazon for the first Livescream, I submitted that to Amazon on April 2nd. This was like 13 weeks ago, 3 months ago. I submitted this for a review to go back up on the platform that it had already been on for 5 years. It is still in QAL. It is still in processing. This has also happened to a few friends of mine who have submitted their movies in early April as well. Apparently, Prime Video Direct is like converting their entire dashboard over to a new system, and it's so tedious that they aren't even moving most people over right now. Like, they're basically like, everybody will be moved over by the end of the year, which is absurd. And so it is in publication limbo. It really is. Like, before 8 to 12 weeks was like the bad place, right? Like, if you were in 8 to 12 weeks, it's like, oh god, this is the bad place. Now it's 13 plus weeks with no end in sight. We have no idea when Livescream is going to go on the platform. And basically, if I submitted Livescreamers today, July 1st, it could be October 1st, and I could still be waiting for Livescreamers to be published, which means I'm going to assume that that is what's going to happen. When I submit Livescreamers this week to Amazon, you know, if we get through the system really quickly and it's like, huzzah, you get QAL approved in a week, you can launch anytime you want now, just set a release date and let's go, then I will submit my release date for like September 15th. I will set an early September release date so that we can beat the Halloween season. But what is more likely, and I'm preparing y'all for this right now because this seems to be just the hell we are in, I would not anticipate this movie coming out on VOD before October 15th, because I don't suspect that it's going to get approved for QAL before that date. Fingers crossed that they speed things up, or maybe there's just something about Livescreamers as opposed to Livescream that like makes QAL faster. I don't know. But I am really hoping that we get it out by the end of the year. Because my nightmare is that it's January, that it takes 6 months to get through QAL, and that just like would make me walk into the sea if they take that long to put my movie on their platform. So I am at Jeff Bezos's command right now, on Jeff Bezos's platform, telling you that he is holding my movies hostage and there is nothing I can do to stop him. So that's basically the situation we're in. I am submitting it this week. I am mastering it. I am submitting it for QAL, which means in theory it could be any day from now until who knows. But I would say that it's probably gonna be October. But if it's not, if it passes QAL really quickly and we luck out, I will make an announcement about it and we will move up the release date substantially. I might even move it up to like midway through August or like early September. We'll see. To have the freedom to be able to do that would be great. Because hard copies are ready to go, ready to be ordered. Like, I could put hard copies on sale on like 1 or 2 weeks notice. In the case of VOD, like once I have that release date, like option, I have the option to release the movie, we can go anytime. But I also do want, the ability to prepare a marketing strategy and reach out to journalists and that sort of thing too. So it wouldn't be tomorrow. But, I would love an August release date. Come on, the powers that be, let's go. So now that it is under my control, though, these are the plans. It will be submitted. We will be in limbo because of Jeff Bezos and only Jeff Bezos. It is his fault, personally, why we will be waiting for Livescreamers to come out in the United States on Amazon and the UK possibly. And I will let you know as well about like what happens with foreign rights. Hopefully, for sure, within the next month on the next OpMu, I will have a better answer as to whether the film is being shopped to foreign platforms or whether it's going to just be myself. And then in terms of streaming, remember that Octopunk, which is our new subscription-based site coming in January that is going to replace Patreon, that will be hosting Livescreamers as its launch title. The memberships are $4.99 a month. Basically, are one of our lowest tiers on Patreon is going to be transferred over to Octopunk, and you can watch Livescreamers unlimited for $4.99 a month. So yeah, that's also an option, and that will probably not be, well, it'll be minimally geo-locked. If we end up selling to some other platforms, if the foreign rights thing ends up getting messy, there might be some blocking in some countries. But if I don't get a foreign agent and everything is still under my control by January, I will have it completely open to all territories. So that is a digital option for people who don't live in the United States who want to see the film for cheap. Hello, Whaley. I mentioned you earlier. I have a box of things for you. I'm not shipping them. You can come get them. Free Lotso, says Austin, as well as Michelle's chemist background showing with calling quality assurance a lab. Yeah, it is. QAL to me is like is lab. It's ingrained in me. So in terms of live action, being able to see Livescreamers live, I do want to mention that we have a couple of options here coming up. First of all, officially, we are an official selection of Cine Underground in Busto Arsizio, Italy in October. That will be a live screening. This is near Milan, so if you live in that area, please go check them out. It's a really cool festival. I don't know our exact screening date yet. Or maybe I do, but I would have to look it up. I really need to get on this festival more. It's just so far away, I haven't yet. But it's cool to have an Italian premiere at Cine Underground. So Italians, we haven't forgotten about you. We might have some VOD troubles, but there is a live screening. You can go see it in Cine Underground. And Germans and Austrians, you can go south and see it too. But in terms of Austria, I will say that today I got an email from a very nice Austrian festival in Vienna. They requested a screener, so I'm going to send that along, and I don't know if they'll accept the film, but it is something that is now on my radar, and that will be in limbo, and we'll figure out soon, I guess, if they decide to take the film, and we will do a screening in Vienna as well, which Vienna Vampire, fingers crossed, you can see it in your hometown. That would be awesome. That one's in September, so hopefully we'll find out about that one pretty soon. Also, for my Americans, even though the film probably will not be out on VOD by early August, there is going to be a digital screening opportunity in early August as well. I can't talk about it yet because the embargo hasn't dropped on official selections, but there is a festival that we are part of the virtual program for in early August. Basically, you would buy a festival pass or a festival ticket and you could watch it on their website for like a limited window of time. And that's geo-locked to the United States, but anyone in America could take advantage of that. The like not so great side of that is that I don't get any of that money. So it's kind of like, if you're gonna do that, please buy the film later too. But that one's just a situation where it's like, I just can't wait anymore, or I saw it in Detroit and I want to really see it again before I go buy it for myself. That will be an opportunity to see it online. I've also been talking to somebody about maybe doing a one night only, like a live stream, basically screening of it. Now this would be through an official platform, so it wouldn't be on Twitch where it's like public and stuff. It would be like paywalled, and there would be anti-piracy software and all this sort of stuff, but it would be a live stream. It would be like you show up at the time online and you watch it virtually, and then we would do a Q&A after, and I would participate, and then when it's done, it's done. There's no VOD. You have to be there live in front of your computer to see it. But the cool thing about that is that they do it internationally. So we could do something like that that's like $10, $20, to see this like exclusive screening. It's international. Anybody can attend. You could participate in the Q&A. You could participate in the live stream during it with the community. And also, because I would be partnering with that platform, I would actually get either a cut of ticket sales or I would get royalties from it. So you would be supporting me and the film by doing it that way. I still need to talk to these folks about it, but that's something that I'm considering doing between the VOD launch and the end of the year before it goes to Octopunks, so that international folks could get a chance to see it online too. International folks, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm looking out because I know that it's really hard for self-distributed films to go to international markets. The VOD options for us are just terrible. There's just not a lot of opportunity out there. But I do think like there's some workarounds. Like we could do some event options. We can do these live screenings at film festivals. I've been trying to get into some more international film festivals so you can see it in person at a place that you live. I'm also like the Blu-ray is region free, so the Blu-ray will play anywhere in the world. And then in the end, octopunks.tv, our website that we're moving over to, will not have like as much geo-locking as I can possibly offer because we control that platform. So fingers up, thumbs up. So that's kind of the broad strokes of like what's going to happen with Livescreamers. We are in Jeff Bezos' hands now. All hail, God Jeff, the God King. We beseech you to make Livescreamers available before the end of October. Please, Jeff God, please let it happen. And in the meantime, I will make sure that Blu-rays are available for purchase before that time. So, you know, if even if VOD doesn't work out, at the very least, hard copy will be available, and we can start getting that out the door and available for people. Austin, you did it! Come on, Jeff, get him! Oh, so what's happening on Patreon this month, y'all? So, first of all, I want to show this off. This is Shivam Patel's postcard. He says that he thinks he was a chimp in a previous life. He loves doing creature work in mocap. He's discovered that this is a passion for him. He plays Vamp in Lotso. And so this was his first request for his Patreon postcard. He also loves purple. He's a Pure Theater core member and loves Pokemon. So we've got all of these features of Shivam in here. This will be going out at the end of the month, autographed by him. I'm switching things around a little bit. Typically, you would be getting a postcard last month and a sticker this month, but my stickers have come in and I haven't ordered my postcards, so we're swapping it, which means that stickers from the previous month will be going out to patrons $10 and up within the next week or two. I might throw them in with the with some of the Livescreamers backer awards, if I'm honest. Like if that don't be surprised if you see a Seth holding a synth sticker in with your Livescreamers rewards. That is the Patreon sticker of the month, so that's what that is. I might decide to do that to save a little bit on mail. But then Shivam's cards will go out at the end of the month, and then we'll do another postcard next month. We'll switch back to our regularly scheduled program. In August, we'll do a double back-to-back postcard months. In terms of what else is coming to Patreon this month, we've got more Lotso work in progress picks for our $1 level. We've got 2 Lotso-themed live streams. The first one is cinematic creations. So how do we create Lotso's cinematic scenes, moving the camera, setting lights, blocking our animation, making a scene come to life in Unreal Engine, and then editing the scenes. So once we get our scenes rendered out from the engine and brought into Adobe Premiere, how do we make the scene work with color grading, post-processing, syncing the dialogue to the characters and making sure that our dialogue gets recorded, all of that. And that'll be near the end of the month because I will have renders by then, hopefully. And then, as I said, our $10 level sign card from Lotso's Shivam Patel, and then our $25 group call as usual at the end of the month. Which maybe I'll have guests on because I'll have a lot of people living in my house around then because we have some folks in town to do a movie that is that I am not involved in, somebody else's movie. So that's kind of cool. Chula Forest says, if we sacrifice Jeff, can we get the old gods to release it before October? You know what? Praise the old gods. Sacrifice. I shouldn't say this on the platform he owns. We're going to get canceled. We're going to get canceled by Mr. Bezos. You know that he's got a bot that specifically crawls Twitch looking for people who use his name. Good, like, praise be Jeff. Praise be to Bezos, I guess. Oh, God, I hope it comes out before October. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you for joining me today. IndieGogo folks, hope to see you soon in your mailbox. Keep an eye out for your tracking information. Let me know your address if you haven't already. I've emailed a bunch of people today. Keep an eye out for that. And then just fingers crossed for more Livescreamers developments in the coming months. I will see y'all in the next Octopunk Monthly Update, which will be... Oh, we're going to split the middle, July 29th or August 5th. I kind of like neither of these, if I'm honest. And actually, I have school on both of them. So we're going to do something a little unorthodox. I think we're going to do it on July 30th. Actually, no, let's do it August 1st. Let's do it on a Thursday. We'll keep it August 1st just to keep it easy. And I don't have school that day. So Thursday, August 1st at 2 p.m. A little strange. We'll have a weird Thursday op move, but I'm off this week for the holiday, but normally I do have school interfering with OpMove for the next few weeks. So we'll move it around just a little just to avoid that. So I'll see you the first of the month, August 1st. And if I don't see you on Patreon for one of our streams before then, and thanks you so much for joining me and for your patience all this time and all your support and all your activity and level 3 hype train. And also thank you, Ronnie, for cheering 100 bits. I think I covered everything. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, stay great, hydrate, and have a happy time zone.